And number 11 in your classwork for composition of transformations, I ask you to find or select the transformation or sequence of transformations that could map HIJ, triangle HIJ, to the original pre-image, triangle EFJ. So here we have, for A, we have a translation of 4 units up followed by a reflection across the y-axis. So if we move E, or let's say point F, 4 units up, followed by a reflection across the y-axis. So if we move it 4 up, we'll get it to 5, comma 1. Reflect there across y-axis, bring it to negative 5, comma 1. So obviously this will not map to triangle HIJ. So A cannot be a selection. If we have a reflection across the line y equals x, so same, we'll take now let's say point E. So if we reflect E across the line y equals x, it'll come to this point over here, 1, comma 2. We just switch the x and the y coordinates. So that does not also map to any point on the triangle HIJ, so that cannot be an option. So B falls out. And now we have a rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. So as you can see here, if we rotate E 180 degrees, so if we rotate it 90 degrees, it would come here. Then another 90 would come to point H. If we did the same for F, so F comes down 3 and out 5. So if we rotate it at 90, it would come here. And then another 90 would bring it over here to point I. And point G, likewise. So we would rotate, let's say if we go in this direction, so that'd bring G to 3 down and 5 out, so this would be G prime. And G double prime would come 5 up and 3 out, so G double prime matches to J. So yes, a rotation of 180 degrees does map the two triangles to each other, so we can select C. D, a transition of 5 units up and 4 units, 5 units left, so let's take F, so 5 units left would bring it to the y-axis, and then 4 units up would bring it to 0, comma 1. And then we reflect that across the x-axis, so that would bring it to 0, comma negative 1. And this does not map to any point on triangle HIJ, so we can cross D out. And E, we have a reflection across the y-axis, followed by a reflection across the x-axis. So we know when we have composition of two reflections, it's the same as a rotation of 2 theta, where theta is the intersection of the two lines. So if we have the two lines as the x and y axes, they intersect at perpendicular angles, so 90 degrees. So if theta is 90 degrees, then our angle of rotation, so rotation, would be 2 times 90, which would be 180 degrees. And we rotate about the point of intersection of the two lines, so about the origin. So this is the same as selection C. So we know that E can also be selected. And now for part B. So if we want the new y-coordinate of G double prime after a reflection across the y-axis. So G double prime, or first just G prime, reflection across the y-axis. So if it's 3 away from the y-axis, we come out 3 in this direction. We bring it to negative 3, comma negative 5. This is G prime. And then we rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, so going in this direction, clockwise. So we come out 5 and down 3. So it would actually map to point I on this triangle. So this would be G double prime. So the y-coordinate of G double prime we know would be 3. So the y coordinate would be 3 of g double prime.